Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Local 4 Live. I'm Nick Monticelli. Thank you so much for watching. We've got a really great conversation here. An old wedding dress that might be sitting in your closet could actually find a new life as it helps in the fight against cancer. The Cancer Support Community of Greater Ann Arbor is funding its free services for cancer patients and families by selling donated wedding gowns. It's called the Brides Project. It's operating out of a boutique in Ann Arbor.
We have dresses as low as $100, and our most expensive dress in the shop right now is $2,500. The majority of them are between $600 and $900.
Now, around this time of year, the shop tries to collect 60 dresses in 60 days. The money from that goes to a great cause. And what is that great cause? We've got Bonnie Dockham here, the Executive Director of the Cancer Support Community of Greater Ann Arbor, which obviously kind of is self-explanatory in the title of what it is you do. I want to get to the dresses in a moment, but can you just kind of back up and tell us about the organization and how you're supporting those going through their treatment?
Absolutely. So the Cancer Support Community is a nonprofit in the Greater Ann Arbor area. It's actually Southeast Michigan, really, where we provide free cancer support services to all people impacted by cancer.
So what do you mean by services? Because I know it can run the gamut in terms of medical expenses or social health, mental health, all the things, because going through cancer treatment can take a toll on everything, every aspect of your life.
Absolutely. So we say that we're there for the whole family the whole time. So really what the Cancer Support Community does is most of the things that traditional medical care doesn't. So we do everything from financial support, providing financial assistance for families who are experiencing financial toxicity as a result of their cancer. So that might be help with groceries or mortgage rent, individual therapy, counseling, support groups. We have nutrition classes, support groups, social opportunities, programs for kids. We have educational.
Programs for kids?
Yes, lots of programs for kids, actually. We have social opportunities
for
about
patients or children of?
Both. We have, so like we say, that cancer impacts the entire family. So we have a program called Kid Support, which is where families actually come in as a unit and then separate by developmental stage. So there's a parent group and then there are children's groups based on their developmental stage, like I said. So there might be a teen group and then like an upper elementary, a lower elementary, and it's basically play therapy to help kids understand how cancer is impacting their family.
I see. Okay. So all this sounds pretty expensive.
It is. It is. Our budget actually this year is $1.5 million.
Really?
And we have to raise it anew every year. We don't get state or federal funding at all.
No kidding. Okay, so that's where the dresses come in.
It is.
The wedding gowns, I'm sure, you said it's been going for 15 years, but really started to ramp up the past probably 4 or 5 years?
Right. So we started 15 years ago in a small boutique in downtown Ann Arbor, but in the last 5 or so years, we've really ramped up where we have between 500 and 750 gowns in the shop at any given time. They are beautiful. When people think of a consignment shop, people often think, oh, it's like a thrift
used, dingy, right?
Yes, it is not. You can see in some of the footage that was shared a moment ago. It is a beautiful boutique, and we get gowns donated from all over the country and from individual brides. We even get gowns from pretty high-end boutiques from places
we're
like
looking
New
at
York.
them right now. I mean, and the styles run the gamut too. I mean, you can get any kind of thing there.
Absolutely. That's also part of what makes us unique, is that you never know what you're going to find. I mean, we get couture gowns from all across the country and from brides themselves.
Okay.
Yes.
So my understanding, and you have to tell me because, men are usually wrong in areas like this. A lot of times that wedding gown after the wedding will get, preserved, put in a box, and then go into a closet for the next 50, 60 years.
Right.
And sometimes it gets handed down, but a lot of times a new bride wants their own wedding gown. So is it a difficult conversation to try to get brides, years later to part with their dress? Or do you think they finally kind of get it?
Surprisingly, no, because it goes to something so meaningful. The sale of these gowns, really supports a significant portion of the Cancer Support Community's budget. So instead of letting your dress sit in your closet and do nothing, it goes to impact, our community in a really meaningful way. It helps families who are impacted by cancer really intimately. So it can impact, sale of one gown might provide individual counseling for someone for, months. So when you really quantify it, sale of 2 gowns, it might be a support group for a year. What it does is really so incredibly meaningful. So if it's something that you're not going to do anything with, you can really sort of pay it forward and let your gown, what we say, dance again. And also, really really impact people impacted by cancer in a really positive way.
So the kind of rush right now is the 60 Dresses in 60 Days campaign.
Yep.
I'm assuming you can just drop them off there at the boutique?
You can drop them off at the Brides Project, you can drop them off at the Cancer Support Community, which is our center off Hogback Road in Ann Arbor, or you can mail them to us. So we accept them
Just
in
grab
any
the
way.
box and ship it over?
Yep, you would be surprised in the way that they come. They do not need to be clean. They can actually be somewhat damaged. We have a huge volunteer cohort, which we are so grateful and dependent on. All the consultants in the shops, they do all the repairs. We have volunteer seamstresses. They can repair lace. They can do all kinds of beautiful magic on the gowns. So they don't have to be perfect, and we can, you should see wine stains and dirt from farms, and we get them all cleaned up and beautiful.
No kidding.
And ready to resell.
That's very
Yep.
cool. Okay, so we're talking about the collecting of the dresses, but I do want to talk about new brides who are looking for dresses, because the sale is actually what funds,
Exactly.
what funds everything. As she said in the soundbite there, you can get a gown as cheap as $100, but I'm sure it kind of runs the gamut there too.
It really does. Although, we get gowns that, we recently had a gown, I think it was $15,000 originally. It is incredible couture gown, but we priced it for $2,500. We really deeply discount the gowns to make them accessible. So you can get something, it's really fun to look at what the retail value is and then what our pricing is. But because we really want everything to be socially conscious, it's very green. And so it ranges from $100 to the highest would be around that. But our average gown sale is around $700. And so
which is a huge discount on brand new.
It really is. It really is.
Okay, if I'm a new bride, can I just walk in the store and start shopping? Do I have to
We
make
do have
appointments?
walk-in hours, but
Okay.
we do encourage people to make appointments, because then you just really get a little bit special treatment. But you can check out thebridesproject.org online and see, when you can, what open hours and when you can make an appointment.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much
And
for having me.
real quick too, the website, where do we go?
Yeah, you can go to cancersupportannarbor.org to learn about our free cancer support services. So if anybody in your family or anybody that you know or love is impacted by cancer, please, share that information with them and how we can support them. And if you're interested in the Brides Project, visit thebridesproject.org.
Pretty simple.
Yep,
Not hard
thank
to
you.
get there. Okay, thank you again. Appreciate it.
I appreciate being here.
All right.